So you don't have time to consume an entire podcast, that's okay. Enjoy the highlights on TRS Clips. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that bell icon. Looking at all this from the outside, nowadays, daily when you're going to sleep and you've seen whatever you've seen, let's come to that third version of you which is still evolving.
Yeah.
What's that guy thinking?
So what happened is when I got into this journey of, sharing scuba diving or whatever it was and and I started interacting with people with disabilities and able-bodied people also. And there were people who started joining up, just coming with whatever they had got to offer. Like you yourself, like it's a platform, massive amount of following and all that. And people will come to know and spread the word, right? That this is happening. It's energy coming, right? By itself, it's coming. So you have to ride the horse, no? So while watching all of this, of course, you are in the Maya and you're experiencing whatever is going on and you're figuring out, you're seeing real life things happening and seeing the magic constantly. So beyond the Maya, there is magic. And that magic is real, right? So when you step into that and then you start it, you see it happening all the bloody time. And then it becomes like it is like that. So when you're watching, you're evolving. And then there's constant that background search in your brain that is searching for full expression of itself, the full expression of the soul, that freedom state of being where everything you are creating, and like that. So it's a journey, right? So in that process, when you're looking back, it's when I realized by the time I was at Lakshadweep, or I had reached Lakshadweep, that whole process crystallized into one line, that true freedom, it's a collective experience. It's not an individual experience. It's a collective experience. So true freedom is a collective experience. Either all of us have it, either all of us are free, or none of us really are. None of us really are free. Whoever you may be, whoever, right? Yes. So there are two ways to getting to that freedom, to that state of being. One is, what is this? Is like you do yoga and meditation and then you go into the mountains and you'll sit in some cave and then you will meditate and eat grass and whatever, and purify. All your thoughts, detachments or attachments, everything gone. What is left is you, right? That is, I suppose, what it means to be that level of a yogi. So they reach there and then they start playing around with Maya, they start playing around shifting energies and all that. So they can transcend space and time, appear, disappear, all those things. That's all real. So that is one way of reaching that level of freedom where you can manifest what the fuck ever you want, right? You can create things, destroy things, both are same only, right? So that is one way to that moksha or freedom or whatever it is. The other way is like this, through life, not leaving life, but actually getting into the bloody, intestines of life and opening it up from there and opening it up like that and going out like that.
Not just for yourself, but for everyone around you.
Yes, that is what it is. No, for example, let's say you and me are talking, right? And if you and me are in different states of being, let's say you're in a destructive mode, or let's say I'm in a very egoistic mode or something like that, and I feel differentiation like that, your thoughts and my thoughts will be at different levels, right? They will not be at the same level. I'm not saying higher or lower, it's just different. That's all. There is no high, low. It's just different. So we will not be able to collide and collaborate. And the 2 and 2 will become a 3 instead of a 6 or an 8. Yes. So so when you go through life, instead of separating yourself individually out of the Maya or whatever it is you want to call it, this reality that we exist in, instead of detaching from your loves and all your responsibilities and family and this and that and work and all that, you detach, learn yogic skills to pull in energy from the air and, kya bolte hain, so many things,
Manifest.
Yeah. So when you leave all, you have left the space where you can manifest, brother. You manifest here in this life, here. Freedom is not something that is going to happen tomorrow. It has to happen right now. So, and from there you go higher and higher and higher, and more power of creation, right? So instead of going that way of detachment, I don't judge it. I think that, like, whatever little bit of knowledge I've got, I think, yeah, that's a way. But at the end of it, it's just you, right? And here there's all these things that are part of you only, that you're experiencing yourself. You are experiencing me, I'm experiencing you, brother, right? And it's good fun, isn't it? Yes. Why would I not experience this? Why would I not? Why would I choose to detach myself from this? So the detachment has to happen inside, not in your outside world. So when you detach, you can feel more love.
Yes.
Right? So it's like that. So in this journey, from that first guy I met, and then pursuing that emotion, that feeling of wanting to share, wanting to make someone's life a little better. My life sorted. So by the time I left the special forces, I didn't care if I was living or dead. I didn't care. I didn't care if I was rich or poor. I didn't care. Right? I didn't care. It was, for me, it was nothing actually left to experience. From there, my experiences, real experiences, or different experiences of state of being started, when I had no desire actually left for anything else except that one guy that I wanted to go scuba diving with. So in this entire journey, by the time I reached Lakshadweep, not only did I see that you could bend and shift and break Maya, not only can you do that, you can replace it with a lot of other things that you want to experience. I want to fucking experience love all around me. Right? So I want to experience fucking happiness all around me. That's what I want to experience. I don't want to waste my time with sorrow and sadness and all this. I've experienced a lot, man. Yep. Right? Given it and taken it, both. So from that choice, that place where I didn't actually care about the future is when the future opened up. The state of being opened up in the now. And that's when that one line came up, when I understood that for me to experience love around me, to experience creativity around me, to experience body security or whatever it is that we want to experience, you have to let it go for it to come to you. That's the paradoxical law of the fucking universe, And so this is what I went through, and I just crunched it into one line that like this, like it just came to my mind. That true freedom, just freedom. It's a collective experience. Either we are all free or we are not. That's what I understood, and that's what one of those lines, there's this thing that people go through. It's a little baser line, Maya, of karam karo, fal ki ichha mat karo, and the things like that. That just fucking realize, freedom is not something that is going to happen tomorrow. It has to happen right now, brother. You reach freedom by being in a state of freedom. Yeah. Otherwise, it's like a dog chasing its tail. It's like that musk deer, looking that entire forest, looking for that smell. It's attracting. Where is it coming from? It's fucking coming from inside it. It spends its entire life looking for it outside. Yep. So it's like that. So when you just give up on when you've gone through all of that, like I said, a lot of death, constantly 3 times standing there, looking at death, knowing there is nothing beyond this, nothing. There is no life ahead of it. Nothing is there. Blank space. So you do it here, no? I don't remember my past lives. I don't know what is, like, I didn't know what is beyond. But when I saw it standing there, when I gave up, I knew my hands were up. I said, fuck, man, it's all over. But I've taken 4 of you out and I'm going. 4:1, good ratio, good to go. Yeah, absolutely. I was sitting there, standing there against a rock face, like Spider-Man. I was holding on to this thing. I had a huge motherfucking rucksack on my back. My weapon was on my back, and I was standing like this. And I turned back and I saw that guy fucking looking at me. From that point, all those whatever happened, and there's only just pure thought that, okay, speed of bullet is faster than speed of sound. So therefore, I'm going to feel a jerk on my body. They don't fire a single bullet. They fire a fucking full. They'll empty a 30 round burst into you, right? So I was thinking, fucking speed of bullet is faster than speed of sound. So I'm going to feel the jerk before the neural network transfers that energy impact on my body. I would be gone. So I'll not know the point of death. I will not feel the point of death. But the point of death had happened before that already. So it's just waiting to die. And I'm just seeing there's nothing beyond, just waiting to die. There is nothing beyond. And that point, there is no fear. So people should stop fearing death and all. There is nothing to fear. When you reach that point, there is nothing. No emotion, nothing. You will just see your entire life flash by in no time. There is no time. So क्या बोलते हैं, you will experience that, and if you are still alive, then you can start doing what we are doing, kind of a thing, you know. Otherwise, there are other ways also. People, like, maybe I'm dumb, it takes intense experience for me to realize something. Some people just realize it without experiencing. Maybe they've experienced in past life, I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, there is a right now and a right here, and this is the only real thing in this whole world. The moment. So freedom has to be in the moment and practiced in the moment. And like that, you will go through moments, and then at some point you will become like a master samurai sword freedom fucking guy who's creating his freedom all the time. So freedom is not a destination, it's a journey. You have to start with it to get there.